So it's time for SoFi's earnings call, and man, am I excited for the call, because is this going to be the catalyst to send the stock back over $15, or is it going to be like the past where we fall back down under $10 in short order? So let's talk about if that indeed is the case again, and more importantly, what actually matters on this earnings. And I'll give you my exact plan for SoFi stock, but I gotta give you guys a heads up right now. I have a massive warning that you must understand too, because it has routinely proven to get you guys, the retail investors, completely destroyed over and over again with SoFi stock, and I don't want you falling victim to it again. So make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth without the hype, because that's exactly what you're going to get today. So there are 4 things that matter on this earnings. Now I understand there's a lot more that goes into an earnings report. I'm not saying that at all, but this time around, there are 4 basic things that matter to me that I'm paying attention to the most. Yes, there's a lot more, but we can't make this video 2 hours long. I can promise you nobody wants to watch one for 2 hours. So we're just going to cover those 4 things, and then I'll tell you my exact plan for SoFi and give you that one warning that you must avoid as well. So first, do they continue to be profitable? Again, guys, I'm right there with you. This is laughable. And to me, this is the easiest one to answer, but I've heard some, pundits and media folks out there and others saying they may not be profitable this quarter. Now, they give no tangible reason why, but hey, it's the day and age that we live in. It's exactly how things works on social media and everything else. Now, facts are they have executed for 16, 17 plus straight quarters. And I think there's no doubt that they will continue to be profitable as well. But again, I'm hearing some on Wall Street kind of doubting that just a little bit. Now, to me, that's just completely insane. There's no indication there whatsoever, but I'm not making that stuff up. People are out there saying it. And of course, I think the exact opposite will happen. And those that are doubting SoFi are going to get crushed once again. So that's kind of the first thing we need to talk about, which leads perfectly into number 2, which is, will they continue the beat and raise strategy? SoFi has had great earnings performance every time for over 2 years now, and have essentially beat and raised every single time. Almost every single time, that is exactly what they do. But as time wears on, it kind of seems like Wall Street isn't as responsive to it as they were before. And to be honest, they're just not giving SoFi the respect that they absolutely deserve to have. So SoFi may need blow it out of the water earnings to kind of stop the slide and keep the momentum going, or else the stock most likely is going to tank once again. But that is to your advantage. If you've done a valuation, you are disciplined, and you understand what you own, you actually view that as a massive advantage in your favor. It's why I routinely bought SoFi over 10 times last year in the $6 and $7 range, and I bought it this year so far in that $9, $10 range or so a few times too. That is what planning, doing your due diligence, and having a valuation gets you. It makes it very easy to identify great earnings and completely ignore the price action around earnings. And it's something that you have to learn in order to be a great investor, not just in SoFi, in any stock. And if you don't know how and you want to learn it and you're serious about your investing and you want to work directly with me and see exactly when I buy any stock in real time or anything else of that nature, make sure you take advantage of the earnings flash sale that is about to end, where you get to see all those buys in real time. You get free courses, you get free coaching, you get to listen to earning calls with me and a bunch more. Check it out. It's a pinned comment down there. I'll give you guys more information at the end, because we need to talk about this next point, because it is massive for SoFi stock and where it's going in the future. So next up, do we see significant growth in financial services and tech platforms? This is the key to the bull case for SoFi. If these grow and outpace lending, we will get more of that fintech multiple that we talked about many times before on this channel. Now, if that's not the case and it doesn't outpace lending and everything else, then that basically puts us closer to that bank multiple, which is where we don't need to be, or not where we want to be. We need these to continue to put great numbers every quarter that prove that SoFi is deserving of being of a hybrid type company and command that type of multiple. We need that number to continue to grow to kind of push us past that 50% point for SoFi to definitively command that multiple, being closer to fintech than to banking. And of course, the further you can get past 50%, the better. And the more likely we are to get that fintech style multiple, which is much better than a banking multiple. And finally, will they adjust formal guidance for the loan platform business? This is one of the most exciting parts of SoFi's business that is just now getting started and provides a nice, very, very nice fee-based income with very low risk. It really is a secret sauce that if they can execute for their clients, it will provide an incredible high margin revenue source with very low risk. It also, I believe, hits kind of that middle ground, being more fintech than traditional banking, which should help with our multiple expansion as well that we want to see that we just talked about previously. But will they give us formal guidance on it? Now, slow down. I know they've said that what they think they will do business-wise in interviews and releases, but formal guidance adjustments to 2025 and more importantly 2026 could give us a very nice valuation reset and give us insight into how much management sees this taking off. Again, I know they talk a lot on a lot of other places and there's been a lot of articles written and a lot of opinions given and everything else, but formal guidance is what you build your valuation off of. So I need to see that formal guidance, and that only comes on earnings calls. Now, of course, I believe even if they do that, they decide to give us, adjust guidance, and it's great guidance with this, it will be sandbagged, which is what they always do. So I'm excited to see what happens here if they indeed give us. If not, I guess I got to wait a little bit longer, and I guess I'll be patient and I'll just let them sandbag more. So what is my plan with SoFi stock? Don't worry, we'll get to that big warning here in just a second that you got to hear, guys. You got to understand it. But first, let's discuss my plan for SoFi for this earnings. Now, I personally have loved the weakness in stock prices that Wall Street has given us around the tariff noise all the way around. I've loved all of it. I'm not worried about it with Amazon, for example. It hasn't bothered me at all because I feel it's short-term in nature. So if I'm not worried about it with Amazon, why the heck would I be worried about SoFi, who is going to be far less affected by it no matter what when you compare it to Amazon, for example? So I'm loving the cheap shares of both stocks and a lot of other stocks, if I'm being honest. So I will continue to strategically add at my price targets as long as SoFi continues to execute, which I have no doubt about that once again this quarter. But if the stock runs up big after earnings, I'm quite content to sit back and just simply enjoy the ride. And that is why you build out your positions ahead of time so you don't have to play the guessing game around earnings, which I hate to do. Stocks are never more manipulated around earnings. That's the reason why a lot of the earnings moves don't make any sense. Well, that's why, because they're just completely manipulated, out of control. During any other time in the market, that's when they're most manipulated. Now, I have a full position already built out in 2022 and 2023, and I am well into bonus shares now, and I'm going to continue to add bonus shares into the future. But I only add cheap shares when Wall Street gets dumb, which seems to be often these days. So, we've gotten opportunities again. They're going to give it to me again after earnings. I'll happily take advantage of it. If not, I'll just enjoy the ride. I got plenty of them. So what is the massive warning? So guys, here is the one warning I have, and it has been my biggest concern for SoFi. And especially when I'm thinking about you guys out there, the retail investors, it is my biggest concern for you guys out there. And that is you guys avoiding all the hype that has come with this stock over the past year, and then subsequent disappointment and hate that comes because SoFi doesn't meet all this trash hype stuff that's out there. Avoid all the super squeeze trash, or SoFi to 75 is reasonable, or even 45 tomorrow is reasonable, or any of that other stuff like that. It is pure silliness. And when I look at the stock based on valuation and the guidance that management gave, they won't be anywhere near any of that. And I don't even count that. I don't even calculate that. It's not even in there. I've already done my 2-year projections on SoFi. Nowhere near that. So I hope they adjust guidance up. But it would take an incredible, massive increase in guidance to justify those prices. As a matter of fact, there's no way that they're adjusting guidance up that much to justify those type prices. And on the flip side of that, when SoFi doesn't go to 75 by the end of the month, like some people think, I'm sorry, it's not Noto being a bad CEO or SoFi being a bad company or any of the other garbage that came out after last earnings call that was utterly ridiculous. He went from like the greatest ever to like the worst ever based upon a really good earnings call, really good guidance. It just wasn't to the moon guidance and all this other ridiculous stuff. So avoid all the hype or the doom and gloom and simply look at the fundamentals, do an actual valuation based on management's guidance, and then see where you are at in regards to the stock price and your plan for adding shares. Anything else is simply fool's gold and folly and will set you up for a lot of pain, massively mismanaged expectations, and ultimately losing money on a stock that has been easy money and will continue to be easy money in the future if you treat it like an investment and not some Wall Street bets type of scenario of some sort. And if you're serious about investing the right way and you want to work directly with me, Make sure you take advantage of the earnings flash sale that ends soon, where you get direct access to me. You get 5 courses, you get your free coaching, you get to be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there. I put out 2, 3, 4 videos a week on all kinds of topics that I can't talk about here on YouTube. Obviously, earnings, as soon as they happen, I try to get out a video as quick as possible for all the stocks I own. Complete watch list with price targets, all my buy and sell alerts. Guys, there's so much involved in the group. Check out the pinned comment, see if a membership's right for you. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market. And click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.